All right, brand new pictures and new information coming in about the Texas tornadoes, and this is one of now 16 tornadoes that did touch down in north central Texas. This, of course, was Wednesday evening, anywhere between 7 p.m. to around 9:30 local time. This picture from Rachel Singer. She is with StormRush.net, and they caught up with this tornado near Millsap, Texas. Actually pretty close to us, and I can relate to Rachel being a storm chaser. It always would seem whenever you've got the Kodak moment of a tornado and you're close to it and you're hoping for the best shot ever, you end up getting power lines in the shot. Yeah, that's just the way it is. They're everywhere, of course, unless they're buried. All right, here's the latest on the Texas tornadoes. According to the National Weather Service office in Fort Worth, they say now the number is officially 16 that touched down in Texas. Most of those 16 were within about 30 miles, believe it or not, of downtown Fort Worth. That is amazing in itself that none of these did come in and produce significant damage in Fort Worth. We had some minor damage in Dallas from the one other tornado-warned cell that was near Arlington, but very, very minor and pales in comparison to, of course, the devastation from the EF4 in Granbury. We'll have a recap of Thursday's weather. We'll talk about the northern plains, where we're going to see some thunder in the next couple of days, and also touch on this active May stretch of weather that is going on. All right, Clarksville, Arkansas, more severe weather. Same storm system, and another big shelf cloud out there, courtesy of Raymond Carmichael, sharing that with us via Facebook. Rains were impressive in Paris, Texas. Well, Paris, Texas, to be quite frank. 3.88 inches, 0.43 in Little Rock, 0.26 in Springfield, Fort Smith, Arkansas, 0.65 in areas to the south, including Shreveport. Not only did they have hail up to 1 inch in diameter, they were also underneath the tornado warning and officially 1.12 inches of precipitation. Here was our cluster of storms. No additional tornadoes today. There were a couple warnings up here in Arkansas. One report of a wind damage coming in from El Dorado. That was 7:15 on Wednesday. And the last hail report was 1.5 inches at 4:45 near Campty, Louisiana. No other additional hail reports, so a lot quieter of a day than it was on a Wednesday, that's for sure. The system is getting weaker, but it's still going to be a force to be reckoned with in the southeast, and there's a very good chance in Alabama late in the day and overnight that we'll have some strong thunderstorms entering from parts of Mississippi. So that's always, you know, it's the month of May, still severe weather season down across parts of the southeast. They'll keep an eye on things. Just a great picture. You ever been out to the Badlands? So western South Dakota, maybe Theodore Roosevelt National Park in western North Dakota. Very picturesque areas. Take a look at this shot here. A great picture. Thank you, David Cruz Vega, for sharing that with me here on Weather Nation. Don't forget, you can always connect with me at Rob Cook, WNTV. Loving to share weather photos and telling the weather story one digital shot at a time. And what you can see there in South Dakota is the weather was a little showery. And more storms are coming in the next 36 hours. Our active zone is going to shift to the north. Wet weather on the way. It's good news because South Dakota is still dry. North Dakota has been fairly dry, and this will be some of the first big rains, or maybe for some the second, on the way for late Saturday night. And rain amounts could be pretty impressive. Latest off the Weather Bell model showing the data shows Minnesota, West Central, Central, rocking and rolling on Friday evening. And some nice thunderstorms just east of the muddy Missouri near Pierre, South Dakota, and then, of course, out to the west near the Badlands National Park. Precip in these areas could exceed several inches, and the rains coming out of South Dakota and Minnesota could additionally as well produce a ½ inch or more. But there's going to be a little zone of nothingness, and that's kind of in west central Minnesota. We'll have to see if that does verify, but, of course, that is prime farmland out there that certainly could use a good drink of water. All right, this is Mercer Island, Washington. And loved the tweet from @Bianca J. Smith. And she asked, how did Seattle ever get that rainy rap anyway? And it's a good point, because sometimes you do get some extremely nice weather, and it did happen. It was up in the 70s on Thursday. But there's a storm out there swirling just off the California coast. It already brought a ¼ of an inch of rain to parts of Crescent City, California. And when it crosses the Rockies and enters the Plain States, it's got all kinds of moisture to work with. And severe weather is in the forecast for at least 3 days. Saturday, north, Sunday, midsection, and into Monday, right across the heart of Missouri down into parts of Oklahoma. Local rainfall could exceed 3 to 5 inches.